It's over, guys. It's officially over. Like, I am physically, mentally, spiritually under attack by Zos. I don't know if you guys have read the most recent patch notes, but I swear to God, Scout's Honor, someone from the dev team that has a lot of pull, has been monitoring my channel for the past 2 months. Literally watched every single one of my videos and compiled a checklist on how we're going to personally screw Hoarcrux over. I'm not happy. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hoarcrux here. Apologies for the little weird intro, but and also apologies for the background here. I will have a green screen sometime this week. I'm still moving things in between the house to the apartment, well, the hotel room to another apartment. Yeah, there's gonna be you're gonna see a lot of different things in the background. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. A lot of transitions are going on. But with that kind of out of the way, guys, please smash the like and subscribe button. I don't ask too often. I do put out some shameless plugs every now and then. You know, I promote the channel somehow, right? But and also, shout out to my patrons and my community members who still support me after the month-long hiatus. I'm not creating any content. I really appreciate the crap out of you guys. Okay, so if you haven't read the patch notes already, well, I'm sure you've already seen I dealt this video. Everyone kind of overreacting to the patch notes. We all knew Open Soul was going to get nerfed. I mean, let's be real, this thing is incredibly overpowered. The fact that you can use half the amount of abilities and be twice as effective was a little nutty, and you best bet we took full advantage of it with our Open Break build, which should be up there in the corner somewhere. Well, apparently, guys, that video did a little too well. It must have rubbed someone the wrong way, because what we're going to go over in today's video is a whole list of things that we've covered here on the channel that no one has really spoken of, and then we're going to compare that to the PTS patch notes, and you guys are going to see a direct correlation of how Zenimax just has it out for you, boy Hoarcrux. Okay. All right, guys, so here we are on the PTS. We're just going to quickly hit Control F. We're going to type in Dragonknight. All right, so this is not going to be a whole breakdown of everything that has happened. If you guys want the TLDR, what they did to Open Soul Ring, pretty much they just reverted all of the major buffs to minor buffs and then toss on minor mending at the end, which is absolute dog shit. Okay, I mean, this mythic is probably the worst of anything so far. I mean, unless they make changes. I really hope they make changes, right? The only thing that really made Open Soul Ring completely overpowered was major heroism. Now, you can get access to major heroism in your champion point systems, but it actually requires you to be below 20% health. And you actually do get major heroism for like a whole 9 seconds, and you can pretty much have 100% uptime on that. But that's a little too close for comfort when you're open world. The last thing you want to do is be at 20% health when you're 1vxing, 2vxing, what have you, right? So we're going to go over all of the Dragonknight buffs, debuffs. It's going to be a very negative video because they pretty much just nerf everything I can see fit here into the fucking ground, okay? First off, they took our fun away with buffs and debuffs. Empower them. This buff now increases. Okay, it's ironic this is around the Dragonknight section because there was a lot of really fun heavy attack one-shot builds you could do. Well, empowerment buff, well, there's no more of that, guys. So no more corrosive heavy attack builds. I'm sorry, Luca Cash. You know, 30k heavy attacks. I mean, that fun is gone. All right, so. Let's take a look here. We got Fiery Breath. Increase the duration of this ability. It's more to 20 seconds up from 10, but reduce damage by 17 seconds. Guys, their thought process on dots is so fucking stupid. It is so stupid. Dots are literally useless right now with the amount of overhealing going on, like the amount of just insane healing that there is in general. Nerfing dots by 20-25%, like they are literally unusable in open world. Like if you're using a dot, like dots across the board are trash, man, just absolute trash. Like we're gonna cover Plaguebreak, we're gonna cover other few things, but I think it's very important for us to kind of go over some of the abilities first, right? So keep in mind, guys, we do have a few things floating around here. So take a look over here. I'm not sure where I'm pointing. I think I'm in the bottom left. I don't know where I'm pointing, but somewhere up on your screen is going to be all the videos we've kind of covered here the past month here on the channel. So we got the truth about the Oaken Soul mythic item, why it's actually in the game. We actually have our Oaken Break 1-bar DK build, which you guys, if you haven't seen it, please go check it out and abuse it while you can, because it's getting nerfed into the ground completely. Okay, and then you guys also see the short up here somewhere, how to abuse Iron Blood. I don't know if you guys have read, but they made some changes to Iron Blood. I wonder why. Iron Blood has never been a thing. Why all of a sudden are they making changes to Iron Blood after it being in the game for years and years and years? It's just very ironic that the Dragonknight, what we cover here on this channel, DK is running rampant. I feel that I am a little bit a part of that, you know, just kind of getting builds out there. Of course, my phone's going off during the recording, but kind of getting builds out there and making DKs absolutely broken, especially the 1-bar with Oaken Soul. I'm sure that's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between. There's no like, oh yeah, it's okay. But no, you either love the shit or you absolutely hate it. Fight fire with fire, you know what I mean? So this patch, I feel very targeted. I mean, I'll stop with the tangent, but we are super targeted with this. All right, let's zoom in here for dramatic effect. So let's take a look at Molten Whip for a second, guys. So this morph now causes the ability to split the cost of half stamina and magicka. Guys, what are they doing? Exhaust, like, stop trying to reinvent the wheel. You're making abilities cost in both magicka and stamina. I mean, yeah, you know, kudos for points, but like, come on, man. Like, there's literally no point in this other than just to throw something on a patch notes, right? All right. Next, reduce the stacking bonus Molten Whip to 20%, down from 33%. So instead of your whip doing 100% more damage, it's only going to do 60% more damage, which is dumb, man. Like, this is the only way you burst anyone, is getting someone below like 30% health and like whipping them with like a whip for an execute, you know what I mean? But they did offset it by a little bit by increasing the weapon spell damage per stack. So netly, you're getting 75 more spell damage. Like, who fucking cares? That's like nothing. That's like 1% worth of damage. So anyway, well, let's see. Here's a little bit. The weapon and spell damage portion of the Seething Fear is no longer consumed when using Molten Whip. I mean, I guess that's okay. I haven't actually read the spoiler on this. We're just gonna ignore this. The whole making where the cost is now split evenly between magic and stamina. It's just so stupid, man. Just so stupid. Anyway, so we got Searing Heat. Now this is Burning Embers, I believe. Yeah. So they reduce the damage done, obviously, you know, for the healing. So the one thing I did like about Burning Embers, yes, this is a dot, and they've nerfed the dot completely into the ground. Like, again, like it's just so useless, man. But they did kind of revert the healing back up to 100%. So you reduce the damage by 25%, but the healing does go back up to 100%. This does actually help the DK. Like, this is actually a buff. Even though they nerf dot damage a lot, this is actually a buff for the DK if you run Burning Embers. Venomous Claw, yeah, this actually needed tuned down. Like, this value was incredible in duels. Like, you just get shit on. Like, that did need tuned down a little bit. So let's take a look at a couple of other abilities that popped out to me. One in particular, you guys know that we abuse Ash Cloud here on the channel, right? To make it cost literally 0 with infused cost reduction enchantments. I believe they have completely messed up Ash Cloud. So let's take a look at Ash Cloud just for a second. A little bit of a deep dive. Before I read the patch notes, I'm probably boring you, but I'm going to make sense in just a moment, okay? So this ability ends morph now lasts 20 seconds up from 15. Oh wow, buff, cool. These abilities now tick once every 2 seconds, which is kind of, okay, it ticks every 2 seconds now, say every 1 second. I did actually like this ticking every 1 second because you can get those like in between hills, you know what I mean? You did increase the cost per tick of Ash Cloud, so this is where they tried to nerf it into the ground. So this is, oh man, so before you can cast Ash Cloud with 1 infused cost reduction if you have all gold jewelry. This costs you approximately like 50 mana per second to maintain if it was per second. So what they have done, they've made it per 2 seconds, and then they made Cinder Storm cost double, which in theory is like, oh yeah, that balances out. No, it doesn't, because now when you toss on an infused cost reduction, which I have covered in-depthly in like 5 of my videos, why you want to do this and how grossly overpowered Ash Cloud is. Someone's watching the channel, guys. Like, no one has really pointed how OP this is out. I mean, not a lot of content creators I watch anyway, but this was like the bread and butter of like the DK if you knew how to use it correctly. So now what they're doing is they're doubling the cost. So now what you have to do, you have to run 2 infused cost reductions if you truly want to get this mana per 2 seconds down to where it's able to be maintained. So now if you want to run Ash Cloud, you're kind of forced to run 2 infused cost reductions, which may not be a bad thing, because quite frankly guys, we're gonna have to run Vampire Stage 3 because Iron Blood's been nerfed into the fucking ground, like beneath this thing, like just way down into the 7th level of hell. I cannot, oh man, which I'm about to get fired up over Iron Blood. We'll breathe. Anyway, but that's what I wanted to point out about Ash Cloud. Again, that's one of our quintessential abilities on the bar that us, if you run any of my builds, like this is something we run, guys, that most DKs don't run, okay, unless you're dueling. But yeah, so this was a straight kick in the face to me and the community. Not cool, Zoss, not cool. Molten weapons, I forget, Molten Armament, this one now grants the caster Empower, and again, Empower is absolute dog shit now. It just doesn't really do anything, so it's whatever. One buff that they did do was the volatile armor. Everything is flame damage now, which is really good. It's really gonna help with your sustain as well, since volatile armor is flame damage, it's intrinsically going to get buffed because of your passives, and also your petrified. This ability now deals flame damage when the effect ends. I mean, it's just a little thing, but overall, those are really small changes for buffs. So when it comes to like class abilities, dots are nerfed into the ground, okay, from the DK. They completely screwed over Ash Cloud, which is like our bread and butter for healing. I mean, it really was, man. Completely dumpstered on the Molten Crit build. So, man, I'm probably just revert back to Power Lash, to be honest with you guys, because this is specific for Molten Whip. This does not apply to the base form of Whip, right? So you can still do the same amount of damage as that. So I do think Power Lash is probably going to be better than Molten Whip in this patch, to be honest with you. Okay guys, part 2 of the video is Plaguebreak. You've seen the Oaken Break build, you've seen Plaguebreak be the quintessential 1vx set of the patch, of the past 2 patches. Plaguebreak is just phenomenal. I mean, it was phenomenal. I mean, I slept on this set for a little while, but slapping this on the 1-bar build, boy, you can delete everyone. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my recent montage. Somewhere up here, there'll be a card in the corner. But we essentially use Plaguebreak and Occult Overload to like one-shot ball groups, like all day, every day. It's phenomenal. Now, guys, it's gonna be much harder to do so. So this set now has a 20-second per target rather than only against targets that do not have a dot on them. This sucks. If you purge Plaguebreak, you cannot infect anyone else in Plaguebreak for 20 seconds. That is so shitty, man. Like, the whole purpose of this wasn't the dot, really. It was just to make sure when they die, they explode and they do an amalgamation of damage to themselves, like everyone around them, you know what I mean? So this set can now proc on multiple enemies from a singular attack. Well, it doesn't matter if it gets purged, you can't do anything for 20 seconds anyway. Reduce the dot damage by 48%. But this damage can now critically strike. Who cares? Like this, yeah, whatever. Who cares if it critically strikes? Like crit just sucks, man. Like, it really does. With Rallying Cry, we're going to be force running Rallying Cry with Vampire Stage 3. I know you guys have heard me bitch about that for like ever and how it's such a crutch. Well, guys, we're gonna have to do it. Okay, fight fire with fire. That's the only way we're gonna survive next patch. I'm telling you, if these changes go live. Increase the damage by explosion by 3%. This should be like 10%, like straight up. The damage from the set now always applies disease status effect. Now this is cool. Now, if you do not have a purge, I do think that Plaguebreak is getting a buff. If you do have a purge, this is absolute dog shit. Okay, so if you do not have a purge, you're screwed because things are going to be able to critically strike now, which is going to kind of offset the damage nerf, which is fine. The damage is going to be increased by 3% when they explode again. I personally think this should be 10%. And then the damage from the set now always applies the disease status effect, which is absolutely huge. So this is a really good change. Kind of like a pseudo buff, pseudo nerf, depending on how you look at it, right? But for our purpose, man, every group we run into, everyone has a purge. So this is just going shit on 1vxers. Oh, if you made it to the end of this video, I saved the best for last, guys. Ooh, Sraba. It is Iron Blood. We all knew it was coming. I was hoping we would get to the end of the year and Zos not touch this set, but again, someone as Zos has a motherfucking checklist on things Hoarcrux likes to run, things Hoarcrux likes to play around with, things Hoarcrux likes to abuse here on the channel. And we have hurt them, okay? This hurts. You guys see what I'm pointing at right now? How Zos tried to nerf the DK, but they failed. You see the description on the thumbnail right above me? I think someone took this as a challenge, like straight up. So they's like, you know, fuck it. Iron Blood nerf out of nowhere. No one complained about this set. No one did anything. Like why is this getting a buff out of a nerf out of absolutely goddamn nowhere? Okay. We made a YouTube short about how to abuse Iron Blood, you know, completely avoid the snare. You know, if you're a high skill cap player, you can completely avoid the slow buy and you just have 30% damage mitigation all the time, which is a unique buff, right? This is what made the set so good, because it was a unique buff. Well, Zos, being the cucklords that they are, they just want to standardize everything, make everything so bland and blunt. And quite frankly, guys, I think they're doing this. They're making ESO so not fun, just so they can promote Elder Scrolls Online 6, because if you make Elder Scrolls fun and exciting, you're going to continue playing the Elder Scrolls Online. If you make it shit and bland, it's going to force people to play a different Elder Scrolls genre, because quite frankly, we've invested like years and years of our time in this godforsaken genre. And of course, we're going to play Elder Scrolls 6. So if they make it super bland and just copy pasta, it's going to push people to play Elder Scrolls 6. Just maybe another theory we should have here on the channel, right? With Elmo, the most insidious mythic item ever. We may continue that series in another video. But Iron Blood, guys, this set now grants major protection, major ages, minor protection for 10 seconds when it activates. This is pretty much 100% uptime, by the way. But guys, this is dog shit. Major ages is only for PvE, minor protections 3%, and major protections 10%. At least I think it is. That's like 13%. Who cares? You get major protection from your champion points. You get it from Lingering Flare on your back, right? You get major protection from so many sources. This is dog shit, okay? Major ages doesn't apply to anything, and minor ages, that's a joke. Reduce the snare potency. No one cared about the snare, okay? The snare potency, you should just remove this completely. Like, I don't understand it. Like, their logic behind the set makes no sense to me, like, whatsoever. So let's read the developer comments, boys. Who did this? I want to see who the author of this is. Like, does it tell me who made this change? I hate you, whoever made this change. I fucking hate you at Zos. I hate you. With an undying passion of a white-hot collapsing suns, I fucking hate you so much. So the brand of this channel is Iron Blood, right? When you think of Iron Blood, who do you think about? Come on, let's be real. It's Hoarcrux. He uses Iron Blood in everything. Duels, he's a scum. In Battlegrounds, he's a scum. In Open Worlds, he's a scum for using Iron Blood. So anyway, when we did the major and minor balance years past balance and what am I reading? English hard. We intentionally left this set alone to try and make sure the curse aspect of the set was justified, but we're seeing this set enable far too much mitigation with not enough penalty. The only reason there's not enough penalty is because people know how to abuse the really shitty mechanics in your all's game, know how to b-hop and roll dodge. Like that's a high skill capability. Who does that? Who is an average player who is actively b-hopping across the map using Iron Blood? You know what I mean? Like no one. This is like the top row echelon, like 1% of players who are actually abusing the set to its full potential. Okay, like maybe 2%, you know, whatever, 5%. We'll say 5%. So this is literally looking at the top players in the game, or best, you know, just content creators in general, and just shitting on them. Me in particular. Like, I'm not saying I'm the best by no means, but I'm the only one who actively, like, I take this personal. I'm the only one who actively promotes Iron Blood. So I take great offense to this, guys. Okay. So rather than increasing the curse further and running the risk of making the set inaccessible, I beg to differ. Outside of incredibly niche scenarios, we've instead adjusted to named bonuses, so there is a similar power with more accessible as we can ease back the curses. What does it? What do you mean similar power? You're looking at best case scenario is 13% mitigation compared to 30% mitigation. I mean, let's be real, guys. Everyone gets major protection from somewhere. If you're a 1vxer, you have major protection on your build. So the only thing that Iron Blood now offers is minor protection, which is like, I don't know, 3%. So you're going from 30% down to 3% mitigation. What do you mean? So there's similar power. Get the fuck out. Okay guys, I said we're not going to cover it, but I do feel like we need to go over Open Soul a little bit here. So the reason Open Soul is so good to begin with is to get people to buy the new DLC, so you have access to the most OP mythic item that ZOS has ever released. And now this is the nerfing thing. We all saw it coming, right? It's going to be really broken, super hype. Your boy Hoarcrux fell into the whole their whole plot to make, you know, hyping up the game, hyping up the patch, hyping up this item, so everyone and their mother is going to buy it just so they have access to this mythic item, right? And now what are they doing? They're rolling it back like they plan on doing right from the very start to make this literally completely worthless. So you put money into the game, pay to win, so to speak, and now they're rolling it back. Okay, so now you're paying to win, but now you're not winning anything. So now you're just paying. In my opinion, I think personally they should refund people for this. Like, honest to God, like if you tell me that Elder Scrolls Online is not pay to win, you need help. Okay, yes, it's not pay to win like Diablo, or yes, it's not pay to win, you know, to the extent of Lost Ark. Okay, there's not infinite scaling in those games. There's infinite scaling, meaning you can put more money in and you get more powerful, and there's really no cap on it. Elder Scrolls Online, you have to pay for access to certain items, okay? And then you have to play this little mini game to get access to the item. So technically it's not pay to win from the infinitely scaling point of view, but if you look at it from a, do I put money into the game to gain access to an item that grants me more powerful benefits than any other item in the game, then yes, it's absolutely 100% pay to win, even though there's a finite cap on it. Like, you pay for this item essentially. I mean, why else would you buy the patch? Because the PvE content sucks. I mean, I even played it myself, and it just sucks. I mean, let's be real, the new area sucks. It kind of looks like Shadowfane, you know, it's just trash, man. So essentially, again, you're dropping your money, pay for a mythic item, just so you can have it. Okay, well, you pay $40 for this mythic item, essentially, or among other mythic items for you to attain, and then they roll them back and nerf it. So you're just literally wasting money. Yeah, at this point, it's a shitty marketing tactic. I mean, all companies do this. It's just the argument that ESO is not pay to win. You need to do some thinking, because quintessentially, the definition pay to win cannot put money into a game and get an advantage that people who do not put money into a game would not have. And the answer is yes. Anyway, guys, if you made it to the end of the video, I really do appreciate you for, you know, watching to the end. You know, me go on my little rant, my tangent. I needed to say something. I know this has been out for quite some time, these patch notes, and it's nothing new to anyone else, but do you guys see the similarities of what's going on? Like, anything that we have ran here on the channel for the Dragonknight has got absolutely nerfed into the ground. Every single little exploit that we have put into our builds are being completely shut down and nerfed into the ground. Even little niche scenarios like Iron Blood being able to b-hop out of the snare. Do you think the top devs know how to do that? To play PvP? Do you think they care? Do you think the average player does that? No, absolutely not. This is straight up a nerf to Hoarcrux. Hoarcrux, you're being egotistical. Come on, man. Like, what are the odds all these nerfs come out of nowhere just when we have the best, like, 1-bar DK, like 1vx build that ever existed, right? I mean, come on. What are the odds? Anyway, let me know if you agree. You think I'm an egotistical, narcissistic asshole? Let me know down in the comments. If you agree with me 100%, let me know down in the comments. If you don't agree with me at all and you agree with me some, you know, here or there, kind of semi-agree, fuck it, leave a comment. Put some dots, put some exclamation points. I don't care what you put, just promote the algorithm. Anyway, guys, if you actually want to help on a for real note, and I kind of talk down to earth, you guys, because, you know, you're my friends. You guys are really like all that I have right now, right? You know, I'm on my own out here in the cornfields of, you know, Illinois. But on a real note, if you want to help, you know, like support me, I do have YouTube memberships available. You guys get some kick-ass emojis and stuff to spam during chat, and you get shout-outs on all my videos. And I also do have like Patreon tiers too if you want one-on-one PvP coaching. You actually still do want to get good at the game. I mean, next patch is gonna be tough for Dragonknight, so if you want to get better at PvP in general, not as a Dragonknight, man, just hit me up on the Patreon. Let me know in Discord, you know, what's going on, and we can do whatever you want. I get off work at 4 p.m. Central Time, so anytime I have after that, just be dedicated to you guys and just working with my fan base. I honestly do want to make ESO great again, and I want to keep people around. I want people to enjoy PvP, and I just hate seeing nerfs and stuff like this to like specific builds and creators and classes, which definitely have some bias behind it. I mean, let's be real, this is just kind of come out of nowhere, right? But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. This has been Hoarcrux, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.